asynchronous day. However, they actually don't. And they told us that attendance is mandatory. So, I'm going to make sure good morning, Hannah. Good morning, Benjamin. I will definitely log you, and I have a little activity for us.
Heathrow Director, American 295, with you at 23,600.
23,600 feet. Come on, man.
Heathrow Departure, American 295, with you at 23,100.
American 295, radar contact, say approach request.
American 295 is 3 nautical miles west of Clacton at 22,400 feet, requesting IELTS approach runway 27 right at London Heathrow.
27 right at London Heathrow.
American 295, continue as filed, expect the IELTS approach runway 27 right at London Heathrow.
Roger, American 295.
So tomorrow, not today, tomorrow, we'll just go and grab something from your
American 295, requesting descent to 3,000.
We'll take a picture to the chat. So we'll do that tomorrow, so that's just a little heads up. But for today, good morning, Sam. I missed you. For today, we'll watch a video.
American 295, say intentions. American 295, cleared IELTS runway 27 right approach.
Maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared IELTS runway 27 right, American 295.
American 295, thank you, good day.
Airport in sight, American 295.
TUI-Jet 1320 is 4 nautical miles west of London Heathrow at 3,800 feet. Requesting flight following to Bija.
TUI-Jet 1320, proceed on course to Bija.
Proceed on course. TUI-Jet 1320. TUI-Jet 1320, requesting climb to flight level 310.
TUI-Jet 1320, say intentions.
Airport in sight, American 295.
TUI-Jet 1320, requesting climb to flight level 320.
London Centre, American 295, with you at 14,000.
American 295, radar contact, say approach request. American 295, radar contact, say approach request. American 295, radar contact. American 295, radar contact, say approach request. American 295, reduce speed to 100 knots.
Reduced speed to 100 knots, American 295.
Reduce speed to 100 knots. Wait a minute.
Really quickly, I'll jump over there, so back to Teams. Yeah, you may have missed that because our first class, you were kind of in and out last week, I remember. So here we are, third period. The general channel rules them all. So within the general channel, there's this view assignment.
That's
Because every assignment posts like a little heads up, like, hey, there's an assignment. Or you can just go up here to assignments. Either way. assignment. And this is what you would see.
American 295, say intentions.
My example. I went over that last
American 295 is 3 nautical miles east of Thurrock at 10,700 feet, requesting Isles approach runway 27 right at London Heathrow.
Bridge to Summit right.
So on my end, what I see
American 295, continue as filed, expect the visual approach runway 27 right at London Heathrow.
Roger, American 295.
So then on my end, I see this. So yeah, just what are some words and phrases and pictures that you like, colors that describe who you are. You got a flare.
Gavin! You're supposed to be in school.
So if you haven't done that, just go to that.
No.
And,
You need
try
to be
do that
sitting in
before
that
you
chair.
Come back to class tomorrow at whatever our class is, 10 o'clock. Is that okay, Sarah?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. So today, I don't even know how long this class is. What is it? 40 minutes, maybe.
Kilo 1 no.
Let's watch this video and then respond, and we will discuss. Let's see how it goes. So let me go here because I need to take a line. I saw this video from the Be a Better Person series from TED Talks, and this one was about Thanksgiving college. So I thought it was pretty applicable. And she's a good speaker, so I enjoyed it. It's hard to find good speaker videos. Too long. So I like this. 8 minutes.
There's London City.
If you want to start your response while the video's running, feel free. Here's that same link. Here's the blog, which puts it kind of in written form, and then here's the talk. I'll play the talk. First person.
About fun things that I hope all of you do before you graduate. So I'm passionate about the topic of two main reasons. The first reason is that equipment that is legal, as you mentioned, to start an entire company just around one of these things. And then the second reason is because I have too many friends who have graduated from school after spending hundreds of thousands of dollars in their education, after spending 4 years of their life, if not more, on their education. And then they come and they tell me how much they regret not doing it. And I don't want anyone in this room to feel that way ever. So I'm going to tell you the 7 things that I share in this session.
London Heathrow Tower.
London Heathrow
American
Tower.
295 is 22 nautical miles to the east at 2,800 feet. Inbound for landing. Requesting runway 27
Inbound
right.
for landing. Requesting runway 27 right.
American 295, number 1, runway 27 right, cleared for the option.
Number 1, cleared for the option. Runway 27 right. American 295.
London Heathrow Tower, Lima Alpha 18 Lima Papa, ready for departure at runway 27 left, remaining in the pattern.
Speedbird 52, when able turn left and contact ground, please expedite.
Come on.
London Heathrow Unicum, Echo Victor Alpha 001 is taking off runway 27 left, remaining in the pattern.
London Heathrow Unicum, Shamrock 774 is on final, runway 27 left. London Heathrow Unicum, November 470 Sierra Papa, taxiing to runway 27 left. London Heathrow Unicorn, Shamrock 774 is on final, runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Unicum, Echo Victor Alpha 001 is taking off runway 27 left, departing east.
Class 4.
London Heathrow Unicum, Echo Victor Alpha 001 is taking off runway 27 left, departing west.
London Heathrow Unicorn, Shamrock 774 is on final, runway 27 left.
Gear down.
London Heathrow Unicorn, November 470 Sierra Papa is taking off runway 27 left, departing east. London Heathrow Unicorn, November 100 Mike X-Ray, taxiing to runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Unicorn,
American
American 295 is 12 nautical miles to the east at 1,100 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 27 right.
London Heathrow Unicorn, Lima Alpha 18 Lima Papa is taking off runway 27 left, departing straight out.
A little more controversial, but I studied political science, mathematics, and geography. Now, in political science class, you learn a lot about politics. You might learn a little bit about debating, but not really that much. In math, I love math. I'm a huge math junkie. But honestly, when was the last time I did like, it had anything to do with math class in my day-to-day work? Almost never. And Japanese is a good skill, but I don't actually live in Japan and I never have to speak Japanese. Thank goodness, because my skills have been really superior in that part. So what I will say is that I took one graphic design class in college, and that one graphic design class has helped me in my day-to-day life more than all of my other classes combined. And I'm not saying that those classes aren't extremely valuable. I learned so much, and I had a great time in college because I studied what I love. But at the end of the day, that graphic design class has helped me so much. My co-founder is a negotiation class. He's the guy who negotiates when we get term sheets from venture capital funds. He's helping me negotiate the terms in those term sheets because he knows like the actual method that you do and how is the secret actually used, etc. So I'm just telling you guys, if you take one
London Heathrow Unicorn, American 295 is on final, runway 27 right.
writing class, it will pay off dividends, and it'll be really cool when you're in the workplace after college to be able to say, oh, I'm doing this because I learned it 2 years ago. The next tip I'm going to give is to start something.
Hello?
Well, it's already done that, so it's going to start that. Start a business. I'm going to tell you 3 reasons that you should start something. Reason number 1 is that it's going to leave a legacy. And honestly, this is like a selfish one. It's just really cool to come back to campus a few years later.
London Heathrow Unicom, Speedbird 3221 is taking off runway 27 left, departing west.
It's an amazing experience to be able to see how difficult it is to project manage and execute. Once you get into the real world again, and I call it the real world because I always felt like college was this like fake world of fun, learning and education, making friends, always seeing them. Real world, you're like all of a sudden, doing all these things that one result any of what I'm going to talk to you about. And so, at the end of the day, and the adults in the room are laughing because they know it's true. At the end of the day, as I was saying on point number 2, you're going to learn how to actually
London Heathrow Unicorn, November 281 Oscar India, taxiing to runway 27 left.
Pretty much all you do. It's really hard, and it's great to get that experience during college versus after. And then the third reason I would say is because it's necessary for your life to start something than when you're in college. When you're out, there aren't business plan competitions going on every quarter, every you can compete in and then potentially win a grant, win free money almost, start a business. There aren't deans who are here to support you and help you start an entire conference and give you an auditorium for free. Corporate sponsors are way more, just like that cold email, corporate sponsors are way more willing to help you when you actually say you're a student and this is a university project.
London Heathrow Unicorn, Air India 327, going around.
The next tip is to find the professor. Now when I say the professor, everyone's the professor is different. But for me, it was who is a top-ranked professor in this specific category. So I wanted to study entrepreneurship. So I went through all the entrepreneurship classes at Penn in Gordon. And there was one class that had the highest ranked professor. So the professor usually means the professor that everyone needs to talk to, talking about how cool or how smart or how amazing that one professor is. Now, I found there was one professor named Ethan Wallace, and I went to the dean of that building, and I went to
London Heathrow Ground, American 295, request taxi to parking.
American 295, taxi to parking.
Taxiing to parking, American 295.
Will you please let me in? Starting a business. I promise you, I'm like qualified for this class. Will you please let me in? Here's another seat. Can you please let me in? Here's the table. And finally, I got into the class. And by the way, that class, that professor used to live in college. So it's like in America. He would meet with me outside of class, and he would help me with the business plan that I had to come up with during class. And by the way, that business plan is what inspired business, but now the 40 is very important because continue today. That is hundreds of thousands of students from countries using hundreds of thousands of experts.
London Heathrow Ground, Romeo Echo Foxtrot Uniform Echo Lima Super, ready for pushback, requesting runway 27 left.
Romeo Echo Foxtrot Uniform Echo Lima Super, pushback approved, expect runway 27 left.
Pushback approved, Romeo Echo Foxtrot Uniform Echo Lima Super.
There's barely a word, barely. Maybe if you go into academics, it's different. But for the most part, you're not going to like a spring break or something like that. And while I totally understand that you might need to get a job or work, or you can find 1 week during one of these spring or summer breaks to go on an adventure. And figure out where is your comfort zone. And do you like being out of the comfort zone or do you like being in? Both are okay. But what do you enjoy doing? You're never going to have this opportunity to just be completely carefree and not have to worry about that one like sign that says not classified. What's the sign that's going to be doing? Your boss is going to be texting you and all these things are going to be happening. You can just be completely carefree. It's spring break. Take a break. Go for an adventure. You can go on a road trip with friends. You can go study abroad for a semester. I actually lived abroad in Japan one summer in college for sophomore summer. So I went to Tokyo. And it was because of that internship that I actually realized I wanted to work abroad when I was older. And so I did. My second year at Google, I moved to India, and I led a brand team in India. And that was amazing. Like, I promise you, I
London
never
Heathrow
would've
Ground,
India. If
Kilo
I
Lima Mike 913 Heavy, ready for pushback.
had that abroad experience during college. So not everyone can live abroad.
Kilo Lima Mike 913 Heavy, pushback approved.
London Heathrow Ground, Romeo Echo Foxtrot Uniform Echo Lima Super, ready to taxi to runway 27 left.
Pushback approved, Kilo Lima Mike 913 Heavy.
It don't just mean have one internship that you do every single summer. Or if you
Kilo Lima Mike 913 Heavy, taxi to runway 27 left, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 27 left, Kilo Lima Mike 913 Heavy.
a new job, if you have a new job every 6 months, that is really fast. But during college, it's totally okay to have a new internship every year. It's totally okay to have a new job every year at college. Maybe even every semester. I can't tell you enough that this is the time where
London Heathrow Ground, Romeo Echo Foxtrot Uniform Echo Lima Super, ready to taxi to runway 27 left.
students nodding their head, and I promise
Romeo Echo Foxtrot Uniform Echo Lima Super, taxi to runway 27 left, contact tower when ready.
for me,
Taxiing to runway 27 left, Romeo Echo Foxtrot Uniform Echo Lima Super.
I don't know why they approached me. I think it was a mistake actually. But they asked me to be a campus ambassador for them. Now, first of all, I didn't know what marketing was because of marketing. I thought marketing was like a TV commercial, and I was like, why do they want to map the entire time?
London Heathrow Ground, November 613 Juliet Uniform, ready for pushback, requesting runway 27 left. November 613 Juliet Uniform, pushback approved, expect runway 27 left. London Heathrow Ground, November 85 Lima Delta Hotel, ready to taxi to runway 27 left. Pushback approved, November 613 Juliet Uniform. November 85 Lima Delta Hotel, taxi to runway 27 left, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 27 left, November 85 Lima Delta Hotel.
London Heathrow ground, Kilo Lima Mike 913 Heavy, ready to taxi.
Kilo Lima Mike 913 Heavy, taxi to runway 27 right, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 27 right, Kilo Lima Mike 913 Heavy.